Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Nasdaq, SPX and Dow Jones price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna see what is going on here with Nasdaq and the US stock indices, starting with of course Nasdaq on the daily. We have 1 2 1 2 3 4 and a 5. 4 and a 5 very likely to be finished this way. 5, of course, it can extend if it wants to. But don't forget that this is a finished impulse as well. But the extension would be, of course, a 1, 2 there. 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. If this happens, of course, that means a larger wave 5 might be finishing here and a wave 3 also in the all-time history. However, this impulse is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the final wave 5 of this yellow scenario. And we might start to see, of course, or to test first a wave 2, a shallow wave 2 at the 0.38, the minimum requirement here for a wave 2 at $24,215 before we push toward the upside. Now, of course, this can be even a deeper correction, can still take the 0.618, 0.786, meaning still can play as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. As an extension, but in this case, of course, this is gonna be a very deep correction that it can reach below the 20k, so we gotta be careful. And before, of course, breaking this area, I cannot call this area yet, of course, so we are only right now looking for the minimum requirement that it can be a wave 2, 3, 4, and a 5 continuation, and that means, of course, it's an extension transition of this possible double 1, 2 to a large wave 3, expanding flat wave 4, and a large wave 5 to finish up over there, guys. Now, internally, if we dive inside it on the lower time frame, for the 2 hours chart, we can see that the final wave 5 that we were looking for here in the blue zone is very likely finished, and this is what I was warning about, of course, the latest today. Does it worth to buy? Because there was a final leg there. Does it worth it to buy? And because, of course, we might dive very deep and very fast and quick. And so far, this is what it has confirmed almost today, especially after finishing the smaller leg 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. I mentioned that this wave 5 is finishing up also as an expanding diagonal there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. A finished expanding diagonal. And we start 5 waves toward the downside, impulsive to open, of course, for a large wave 2 over there. So we gotta be careful with it, of course. Now, on the micro level, if you want to test the things, of course, step by step, therefore we are looking for the following target and we'll see the reaction over there. However, honestly, I doubt that this might sustain. I believe that this might open a very deep impulse toward the downside directly and open for a wave 2, 3, 4, and a 5, even for a deeper correction. And that because we might still require this area here, that it might be a deeper wave 2 in an A, B, and a C. And of course, the timing required for it as well is very essential. Yep, so this is regarding Nasdaq from the daily to the 1 hour chart. We're gonna see next SPX. For SPX, we are looking also at the daily here first. So I'm gonna show a little bit larger time frame. So basically, the daily, we are also in a large impulse here in double 1, 2, the same as Nasdaq, same as SPX. Double 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 potentially here. Can be another 4, 5, yes, can be possible, and finishing up a wave 3, or it can, this part, which is much more likely, honestly, a full impulse there. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that means double 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Very likely to get another wave 4 and a 5 for SPX over here, and that means the wave 4 in the blue zone here can be, of course, after this new high to be updated. So we got a little bit higher wave 4. Based on the timing for this wave 2, we are required also some double timing here for this wave 4, that it can still open for July 2026 or until July. The minimum requirement time, by the way, until July. It can take a little bit longer, and then pushing toward the upside later on, to be tested, of course, to be tested, guys. Before we test this, we cannot make sure that things are pushing definitely for higher again. So on the 1 hour chart, we got, of course, our final wave 5, and as I mentioned the previous 2-3 days, that we gotta be careful. It's a warning. We got our target perfectly and very nicely in confluence here, and we finished the last move. Yes, the last move on the 15-minute chart, even for this wave 5 of 5, is 1 2 3 4 and a 5. So definitely it is finished over there. And also we have 3 4 and a 5 given over here. I mentioned, of course, that be careful, it doesn't worth it. So we have to be careful. It can be fast and quick. And here we are. We start, of course, with the impulse toward the downside. And this opens, of course, for something much more bearish in the next days. So I'm looking next. Can be, of course, a deeper wave too. But you know me, I'm going to take it step by step. I love to test, of course, each phase, each zone, and to see what's going to happen over there, guys. It can be, of course, a large one too there. And this means I'm going to test this area first before we start to think very, very deep over there. So I'm going to test this area. I'm going to clean up, guys, just to see the things much more clearer for you and less chaotic. Here we go. So next target would be exactly this area, 7K. 7K can be, of course, the first testing area, and that means, of course, we are very, very bearish here before we push toward the upside. Yep, so this is regarding SPX. 7K is the next potential target. We'll see what's gonna happen, guys. Dow Jones. For Dow Jones, also at the last move here. Don't forget, in Dow Jones, we are a little bit different here in an ending diagonal, yeah, on the all-time history. And that means, of course, this ending diagonal is a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish up, of course, a structure here in a wave 3 on the all-time history. So basically, this wave 5 is unfolding there also as a zigzag after a zigzag wave 1, zigzag wave 3, zigzag wave 5. Perfect target has been taken as well on the all-time history. So if we dive inside it on the 1 hour chart, we can see this impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 is very likely finished also in this area in our blue zone, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure is almost done. On the 15-minute chart, you can see clearly leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 finished, guys, perfectly. And we start to get an impulse as a reaction with a gap. Yeah, so that means the fast and the quick pressure is over there for Nasdaq and Dow Jones and SPX, guys. That was it for the US stock indices. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. Before you leave, make sure to join our private Discord community. There you will get daily updates faster than YouTube, plus exclusive bonus trading signals for the gold, silver, Bitcoin, and stocks. You can also request one special technical analysis every day and get access even to our only members video on YouTube and also on Discord. And stay ahead, of course, with economic and political news that actually moves the market. And of course, we do regular Q&A sessions, so you can get your questions answered directly in the Discord. And of course, if you're serious about leveling your trading, the Discord link is below in the description and in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.